Hey guys, welcome back to Mrs. Ray Food Channel. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Today we are going to prepare a very simple, quick but tasty Ghanaian garden egg stew with Koobi and boiled eggs. I promise you, if you try this recipe, you are going to love it. So let's get started. For this recipe, of course, you need garden eggs, the African ones. They have different types as well, but this is the one we usually use in Ghana. So I'm going to wash them, cut the ends and slice them into two. Alternatively, if you can't find those ones, you can always replace them with the aubergine, which is from the same family, but don't forget to peel it. I'm going to add this one as well. So guys, I have already washed my garden eggs, cut them in two, and now I am going to boil them. So I've got here about 30 pieces of garden eggs. These are small ones. Then I'm going to add water, cover it and let it boil. Guys, I also added my salted fish, which is Koobi. I wanted to cook it directly with the garden eggs to make things quicker. So now it's cooked and I'm just going to take it out of the pot. And by the way, my garden eggs are also cooked. So let's move on to the next stage. So now I'm going to grind or mash my garden eggs in my akotoyiwa or asanka. You can also use your blender if you do not have this akotoyiwa. But this time I prefer to use this method because I always like to have some small chunks of garden eggs in my garden egg stew. But anyway, you can use both methods. So guys, I've been grinding it for a few minutes now and I am almost done. So this is how I like it. Like I said, I like to have some small chunks, and this is it. So now I am going to heat up oil and I'm going to use Ghanaian palm oil. I usually use Zumi, but I couldn't find it this time, but it's alright. So I'm going to pour some and let it heat up. When the oil is hot enough, I am going to fry my Koobi. And by the way, traditionally they use momone, but again I couldn't find momone and I have to make some myself. But yeah, I got Koobi and it's basically the same thing. So let it fry about 2-3 minutes on each side and then remove it from the oil and keep it aside because we're going to need it back later on in the recipe. Next, add in some sliced onions. You can also use shallots if you prefer. Give it a nice little stir and let it fry until it becomes translucent, which will take you between 5 to 7 minutes. In the meantime, I'm going to blend some onion, ginger, garlic and pepper with about a cup of water, and then I'm going to pour it in my cooking pot. Next, I am going to stir it and then I'll leave this to cook for about 10 minutes on a medium heat. Next, I am also going to add some fresh tomatoes, and these are fine medium-sized tomatoes and I've got about 7. You can always decide to use the one in cans, the plum tomatoes or even chopped tomato. You do as you wish. Cover it and let it cook for about 7 to 10 minutes, and then don't forget to stir it. And when you see that the tomatoes are cooked nice and soft, you can proceed and add the mashed garden eggs or aubergine or a mixture of both. And as I said here, I've got garden egg and 1 aubergine that was sitting in my fridge. So when you add it, stir it gently. The stew is already looking amazing and it smells so good, guys. This is one of my favorite Ghanaian traditional stews. And then I decided to add just a little bit more of palm oil, but you don't have to do it. Next, I'm going to add some sardines in oil, sardines in tomato sauce, mackerel in oil, and a mackerel in tomato sauce. And of course, this is totally optional, you don't have to do it, but I would highly advise you to do as I'm doing, because you are just going to enjoy it. Now stir it, add in your seasoning. So this is a smoked crayfish seasoning and just a little bit of salt. This is what I'm using today, but feel free to add any seasoning you like. Next, stir it gently and leave it on for about 3 to 5 minutes on a medium heat to low. Next, we are going to prepare our eggs. So I've got some mixed size eggs here. I've got about 6. You can decide to add more or less. And I'm going to beat my eggs, not perfectly, you know, just beaten. And then I am going to drizzle the egg in my stew. It's that simple, guys. Next, I am going to give it a little stir, nice and gently, and then I'm going to put the lid back on and let it cook for about 3 to 4 minutes. And guys, this is how it looks like, and it looks amazing already. Can't wait to eat it. Then again, I'm going to stir it, and you see those big chunks of eggs. Yes, this is how I like my garden egg stew. Perfect. Next, we are almost done with the recipe. I'm going to add in my Koobi and my boiled eggs, of course. You can also replace the Koobi with kako if you have. Okay, and you don't have to add the eggs if you don't like it, or if you think there are already too many eggs in the stew. But for me, there is never enough eggs. So yeah, stir it gently because there are eggs, and leave it to cook for about another 5 to 10 minutes on low heat. And this is it. Your Ghanaian garden egg stew is nice and ready. Look at this beauty, guys. So it is time to serve and eat. I'm just showing you a close-up of this garden egg stew. Look at this. This is mouth-watering. What are you going to eat this with? Maybe my boiled plantain and sweet potato is ready. So what are you going to eat it with? Let me know in the comments. So guys, this was my recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.